How seriously should we take this, Marty, do you think?
I think you should take it pretty seriously. As Donald Trump has shown, unconventional politicians seem to be able to mount a very serious campaign. No Democrat has clearly come to the forefront. And I'm sure we know from our reporting that Democrats are searching around for who could be the standard bearer. I will say it's pretty interesting. We're talking about 2020 when we haven't even hit the 2018 midterms yet. So, but yeah, I think you should take it seriously.
But the rules of the game in elections here in the U.S. seem to have completely changed in the world of the Kardashians.
Yeah, but I would not equate the Kardashians with Oprah Winfrey.
No, not Oprah
In terms
Winfrey.
of her experience, I mean, you talk about a self-made billionaire. Yeah. She is one of those. I mean, she came from working parents and worked her way through and has been a successful businesswoman.
So if we take this seriously, go down the checklist here. Money. Would she have access to money?
Well, she has $2 billion of her own money.
But beyond that, what about the George Soroses of this world?
That's right. I mean,
Tom Steyer, for that matter.
Tom Steyer. I mean, there would be access to money. I mean, the key thing is to get into this early enough so that you can direct those lines of financing. Elizabeth Warren has the biggest war chest of all, and she is obviously not declared yet, but you really do have to start early. Although I think that Donald Trump has shown money isn't necessarily what you need to get a nomination in terms of advertising. And God, everybody knows who Oprah is, so it's not like there's name recognition.
And also, she's been a political figure for quite a while. I mean, she's been very vocal when it comes to politics.
Yeah, it's interesting that in her speech last night, she did not mention Donald Trump by name. And it's also interesting to me that Donald Trump has not tweeted anything about Oprah, which could open up a real hornet's nest for him if he did that.
What about the primaries?
Primaries, you know, you do the rules of the game, unless the Democrats change them, you do have to get a certain number of primary delegates in order to get the nomination. So she would have to declare early enough to actually go through that process and get her name on the necessary ballots.
Do Democrats at this point have a clear message, anything other than them being against the tax bill or being against Donald Trump?
That, you know, that's, Sherry, that's exactly the criticism of the Democrats. They have yet to come up with a phrase or a consistent message that the electorate can rally around. And until they do, Donald Trump and his Republican colleagues are going to be hard to beat.
She also has quite a life story. As you say,
yes.
Self-made, but more than that, came from really the wrong side of the tracks, had a lot of difficulties in her life that she overcame.
Yes, and you know, I think her mother was a domestic servant who basically cleaned houses and came home late at night. So she has an unbelievable story to tell, and something, you know, when you fantasize about it, an Oprah versus Donald Trump race would be fascinating.